Hello, hello everyone. We are back. We're back for more. Back to the good stuff. Let me adjust the volume real quick. Ahí. Voy a poner el stream. No sé si sigues por aquí, Fran, pero bueno. Muchas gracias. Un besazo, guapetón. Okay. So, I really liked yesterday's stream. I think we made a lot of progress. And I don't know, I kind of want to keep that momentum going. Like I got really hooked on the story. So I think the best thing we can do is just go for it. And then, yeah, I think we should just go for it. See what we get out of the game today. Now, allow me to jump right into the game, real quick. Oh no, that works. There we go. Ah, the audio sucks because I forgot to change it. Alright. Should be... Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Allow me to put on my chat on my mobile phone. Hold up. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so last time we just got off the first day of trial and someone arrived in our most desperate need to lend us a hand. So let's continue, shall we? Allow me first to check out something real quick. Hold up. Alright. Oh, I forgot to read that. I'm going to give this dude the voice from the medic from TF2, like that's my headcanon. But he's like a good medic, he's not crazy. At least just yet. Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, yes? I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess. Oh, how did it ever come to this? I'm so sorry. Man, the fact that like Soseki and Hellrain are like literally the same person, but one is a scientist and the other is a man of literature. You really have no idea, Professor, about what Mr. Drever was really up to, I mean. About what he was really constructing. Naturally. That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, of all of my hopes and dreams. I have complete faith in it. Alright. In that case, I won't say anymore. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands. So we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow. Well, thank you for doing so much for me. Oh, Susato. I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo. Was Iris meant to go grab her and bring her here? Was that the job that she was on? Arriving late? Didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I would arrive. Postcard? What postcard? I hid it from Morano, so it got to be a surprise. I knew it. Well, did it work? I was surprised, alright. Especially when she threw me to the ground. Ah, this is a takedown. Oh. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out. Now this is the true friendship between a gay man and a boyera. They're so good friends. I love them so much. Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in the future. This train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see. But we made the coachman really whip the horses hard, so she didn't miss the whole trial. I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, afraid I couldn't contain myself. Well, I'm glad you didn't. Oh! I mean, just my side in court gives me the strength I need to win. So, I'm delighted to see you back in London. Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruto. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I can continue to be of service to you. Of course. So, what's brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest? Let's save all that conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever for this special occasion. Oh, Iris, how wonderful. I can't wait. They are reunited, Chad. Soto-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time. But despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. Yeah, we continued. Yeah. I could have probably done this yesterday, but I was just way too sleepy to do so. Third of October, 2:41 p.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Oh, this room. It's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to stay so familiar. I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you had left it. But it has been some 6 months, it's true. So, is your father alright, Susie? What happened? My father? Yes, Professor Mikotoba. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan. Because of the telegram you received saying he had fallen ill with a very high fever, or for some unknown reason. That's right. So I was surprised to learn you would be coming back so soon. Surprised, but happy. Ooh. I think I wrote about it in my letter to you. That it was all a trick. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that. Well, we're delighted to have you back. It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium. The International Forensic? That's the same symposium Lord Strongheart mentioned. Anyway, I have arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh! You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan. Yes, of course, I shall. And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About... you know who. About Kazu. I know. I will tell you all that I can. She's back. I love it. Back in Britain. When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I would never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, matters mood changed entirely. The awful trial? Oh, yes. For the murder of Giselle Brett. Oh, you dressed as men then, didn't you, Susie? Oh, well, yes. Since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I had seen it, don't you, Runo? Yes, I suppose so, Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke, you have to support your best friend in these kinds of scenarios. Come on, man. I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a false mustache, baby. I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. There is something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Susato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings. That's right, the very large dog collar we found with the B emblem on it.
It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the color in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet.
Why would that be then?
Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I have to say that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie!
That's a very meaningful look, Susato San's giving Iris there. Forensic Science Symposium. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium as well, too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend.
Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited.
Oh, that's what they wanted to talk at the end of the first case.
It's something of another, I believe.
Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country after all. But who is the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say?
Yes, His Excellency, Judge Seishiro Jigoku. You have met him, Mr. Naruhodo. Last year, in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten. That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder.
Ah, yes, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days.
Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial.
If I'm perfectly honest, I would be happy never to see that man's face again in my life.
Oh, well, anyway, as Father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end he agreed to me going on ahead.
Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important.
I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he will get the job of Attorney General.
The most senior position in the British justice system.
He is hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyway. Apparently, it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition.
Is Strongheart going to be a Baskerville? Like a Strongheart Baskerville or something like that? Does Professor Mikotoba know Lord Strongheart personally? I wonder. Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. But I sort of lost the will to live early on, and didn't really listen to much of it.
I'll try it for you.
The sailbread. The sailbread. The woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, the sailbread. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. Meanwhile, Iris is in the background like la 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 la. She's just completely silent, which is very out of character for her. She's just listening very closely to all of this.
The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget.
Sorry?
Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an English woman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist.
It didn't exist? But how can that be? Wait, Giselle Brett. It starts with a B. Maybe she is a Baskerville? Everyone is a Baskerville right now, like the possibility is there. Everyone that is English and is suspicious. Oh, wait, no. It was a
pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. And she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front.
The front? Who on earth was she then?
Miss A. Shin. Her name is literally all over intelligence service have been able to ascertain about her.
Aishin wasn't the name in the telegram that we found like 6 months ago, like the one on the music box.
Nobody knows why or even how she came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery.
But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. Yeah, we know that very first hand. What could the woman have been up to?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand.
And now she has been killed. But all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered.
I'm afraid so.
Aishin. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? It's in the telegram, my dude. You heard this name before. Well, maybe we heard the short name, because maybe it was like a different initial. What about Kazuma?
After my friend Roy's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange.
Oh god. Oh, what voice did I give this guy? I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England. That he died on that steamship. And that he will never. I'm completely going to be honest, I have forgotten his voice. Or I just made it up.
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama.
And what did you learn? There's like a storm brewing.
After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been laden at the port of Hong Kong, passed into the care of the consulate staff there. Should have been. Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It just disappeared.
What? Kazuma's body vanished?
Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except Kazuma-sama isn't there. I know it for a fact. I dug the grave up myself.
Did Professor Mikotoba know about this?
Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? The Kazuma mystery. Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Buria were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be that he's actually still alive?
Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo! It's too much to bear.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just thinking about the possibility pains me. So very much. Cast your mind back to them for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Shams was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly.
What if it was a waxwork statue? Because I don't see Shams being paid to cover up the fact that he's alive. I don't see him doing that. He's like too nosy to do that. Ah, you're right. So, if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, wouldn't mean that Mr. Shams had lied to us.
there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing.
I suppose that's true. Yes.
The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it. Because if it turned out not to be true, then I would be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me.
Oh, Miss Susato. I know she's giving the idea the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. Hey, how about we tell Iris that, her father is dead? How about that? How about that?
You're still taking good care of that armband, I see. I'm so pleased.
Well, yes, it feels like I wouldn't be me without it now, to be honest.
Oh dear, there seems to be a thread coming loose, Esther. Look! I would be only too happy to mend it for you, Miss Naruhodo.
Oh, thank you. I must have scraped it against something again. I'm always doing that.
Then take better care of it, please.
It was all going so well, until I ruined it. How about this paper, Miss Susato?
Yes, it's all about the great exhibition. I've been dreaming about it, you know.
I was sorry that you were going to miss it when you were called back to Japan.
So was I. I felt desperately unlucky. But here I am, back in London while it's underway. It's a dream come true.
Perhaps you're not as unlucky as I thought then. As you thought then.
Once we have helped Professor Hairbrain out of this terrible situation, we should all explore it together. And of course, we must invite the Professor's good friend, Lord and Six, as well.
Your luck might not stretch that far. Miss Susato, do you see this?
You have such great expectation in your eyes, Mr. Naruhodo, but I'm afraid nothing particularly useful comes to mind at all.
I was going to say, oh, maybe she has dialogue about the experiment. Alright. Is Iris around here? Can we talk with her? Oh my god, yes, Iris.
It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Harley's greatest exploits. I called it The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Dun dun. But then Mr. Summons forbade you from publishing it. And put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it.
So nobody knows anything about it, apart from Harley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. And you wouldn't tell me how you have come to know it. Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? I think it's time. Oh! I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris.
The Hound of the Baskervilles. Ooh, new OST.
It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study, and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, The Hound of the Baskervilles.
What?
Story? Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in and...
Rodo, what are you doing?
Oh, Father.
Did you look at those papers?
No, I simply read the label. That's all.
Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry?
Forget that you ever saw it. Certainly, don't tell anybody else about this. Do you understand? But what was Irish manuscript doing in Japan?
I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, that all just slipped out. I would never have guessed. It was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholm's exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sign of the big box in his office.
So maybe the paper, the box, traveled with us back to England, with Kazuma. Or maybe it was a copy that John Wilson wrote himself.
That's really all I know about it. I have no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you.
Oh, poor. Iris is a being of light.
Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie.
Oh.
So, Mr. Naruto, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Work Museum as well.
So you're fully abreast of the situation already, Mr. Sato. I had expected nothing less, to be honest.
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drever, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
Yes, a conjurer of sorts, by the sounds of it, well known in the fields of science and magic.
Then we need to go and arrest him.
Well, yes. He must know the truth behind this case. So I agree we really do need to find the man.
It sounds like it's a case for tracking someone down. But is it a job for the police? Or a great detective?
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think.
Good idea. Well, best of luck then.
Oh, you're not coming today?
I'm on the Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you done, won't you?
Oh, so a 10-year-old is just going alone to buy herbs. Yeah, that seems safe. That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. What to do?
You know, I honestly thought I might never have the opportunity to return to Great Britain. And certainly not so soon.
It's funny, for the past 6 months I haven't been able to work in court. Meanwhile, you've been raising a storm in the Supreme Court of Judicature back in Japan.
Please, Mr. Naruto, I may have been dressed as a man, but it was a very reserved performance.
So what your father said in his letter about the Ryutaro takedown is reserved?
Well, anyway, I'm back here in the great capital now, and ready to assist you again, in any way I can.
Thank you, Mr. Sato.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Naruto.
Alright, let's go. New location has been added. Let's go get Sholmes first. 23rd of October, Madame Taspels.
Oh my, no wonder it's called the House of Horrors. I would like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery.
Being scared makes you crave sweets? I can understand that.
I was looking forward to a renewed union after 6 months away, but... there's no sign of Mr. Sholmes anywhere.
That's strange. You should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we just have to come back again later. Wait, really? Really? No, no, he has to be somewhere. Ah, yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors. Whatever is on the other side of them, you just know it's going to be terrifying, don't you?
The sign says it's the Madame Taspel's special exhibit. It seems you have to pay extra to go inside.
I know, can you believe that? Pay more money as if we haven't been scared enough already.
It's not my doing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Okay, I guess we have to leave then. Let's go talk with the defendant. Maybe he knows where the... Oh dear god. I was going to say maybe he knows where the dude lives. 23rd of October, local prison, cell 11. What the fuck is he doing? Like, okay, F equals M8, okay. There's a triangle there, that's a classic. Y, there's a I times CH equals S. And for all lowercase m belonging to uppercase M, S of, I think that's entropy. Oh, I think I see electromagnetism on the top left corner. Okay, I will keep going on. I'm sorry, chat. As long as I don't see any quantum mechanics, I think this should be good because they have not been developed yet. What is he doing? Oh, I see E equals to Y pi equals -1. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh my! The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations.
And he's still writing more now. Professor, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. And who is this young lady? My name is Satomi Kotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, if only I had met a fine young woman like you sooner.
Oh no.
None of this would have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry my presence here upsets you.
I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning.
Oh, no. The whole thing, the whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clout. Professor Hairbrain? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's some electromagnetism up there in the corner. On the top right corner, there's some Newton movement. That's like in the parabola. Right, that's okay. Yeah, this is all standard stuff. Yeah. I mean, they are from completely different categories of physics themselves, so, you know, there really doesn't seem to be any original equations except the ones in the middle, which I don't really recognize.
Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The ball was all I had to hand.
Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe?
No, actually, this is my autobiography. Your autobiography? How I was Diddle and Fiddle by Albert Hairbrain. I found I can represent my odd fortune with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous equations. Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see. So it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, an off-birth, another upbringing.
He's like Doofenshmirtz. I love him so much. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case?
Oh, yes, of course. I've been working on through the numbers. I was Diddle, I was Fiddle, by the pair of them. By Asman, and by that aloof engineer driver.
We're not going to have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? Alright. This morning's trial.
Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Asman, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even.
I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way.
No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning, I realized something.
Oh?
If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you were aware of it or not. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me. Oh, Professor. He believed in me this morning, you know. Barok did. He believed in my hypothesis.
Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution status in this case.
No, Barok wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it.
Did he?
I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean.
Band 6 motivation.
After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even.
I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there.
So if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Barok, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis complete and utter nonsense. In that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor. Exactly, which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Barok insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish.
You think that's why he...
I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he? Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it.
And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Mr. Ashman.
Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start?
I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes.
When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I had written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so emphatic.
But in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems.
I still can't believe it. As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually.
But the scale of it wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception.
All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of steel. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all of that only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe.
Aw, poor guy. Scientist jobs in general fucking suck nowadays, and they don't pay well for the amount of work that they make you do. It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Asman is no more, of course. It leaves only the engineer.
Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Drebber the engineer. Is he an engineer, or a magician, or a swindler?
It was about a year ago when Mr. Ashman first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine.
At no point did you have an inkling that he was just an illusionist.
Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist.
What do you mean?
He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genuine scientist. He seems to be a scientist of a little bit of himself. It's instantly apparent in conversation.
You see.
But the wretched man, the safety professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there no more clues you can give to us as to his whereabouts? I'm sorry. We only ever discussed the kinesis machine. Nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop.
What workshop?
The reverse enormous fabrication laboratory, where he constructed my great machine.
Where? Where is it? Why? Why didn't you mention this before?
Enoch Drebber's workshop. There is every chance we might find a man there.
Drebber's workshop. So you have been to Drebber's place of work then?
Yes, just once, do you understand? It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine.
Where can we find it? We have got to go there at once. There's a good chance that we will find Drebber there.
Well, yes, definitely. I'm sure. I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this.
It's in Germany?
But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry.
I was more than half expecting that.
You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there.
And you didn't think it was suspicious at all?
No, this is just the regular stuff that your patrons do to fund your crazy science experiment.
He blindfolded you. He wasn't taking any chances then.
The place was incredible, the pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best. Special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Ah, the indescribable scent of that imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formulae and use that instead.
What do you think, Mrs. Stone? Oh, the machine for your next birthday?
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruto, and I'm not sure I would like to start with that. I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor. You must have a business card from Mr. Drebber, for example.
The man was clearly very cautious, Mrs. Stone. That would have been...
Yes, I do! He gave me his business card once. It's right here, look! What? Let me see that.
Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you?
Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There is no address.
No? Oh well. I can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. Okay, let's check it out. Call record. What are these pin marks? These dark spots here.
I think perhaps it's machine oil.
Ah, yes, possibly. Sir Harvey mentioned something about the old Mr. Dreveries, didn't he? Said it was specially imported, very high quality, that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
Yes, that's right. But more importantly, it's more fragrant than the finest perfume. Excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all.
Don't worry, I expect that's just because there's such a tiny amount of it here. This is mere machinery. There are two marks like a plus and minus there. Alright, maybe we present the name. Yeah. Alright. Roll out then. Let's go to the experimentation stage. See if we can find Gina. 23rd of October. The Great Exhibition. The Great Exhibition grounds. Foot of the Crystal Tower. Oh, perrito. Oh, Dogo. Dogo.
I had no idea there were so many people in the world.
I know what you mean. It's really packed here today.
It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point.
That's it? I shut my brain down so I didn't really notice, to be honest.
Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Nargado.
There you are! I had a feeling you lot! Or maybe this is Gregson. So your max for long? I had a feeling you would show your max or not. I don't remember what I said. No, Inspector Gregson, I see you're hard at work as usual. Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since we last met. Gregson, what is this? What is this friendliness you're showing up? What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. And you, Sunshine, the gentlewoman so loyally at your side.
Oh! Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart.
I suppose. As you have probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right, well, that's the young Chinese domain. Oi! Get over here, Gina! He seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training. Oh, wait, why did I default to Aiden's voice?
Gina! She's a police officer now! Oh no, she's a pig! Fuck!
Amazing, isn't it? She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place, maybe. We got the detection back, if you ask me. Yep, I think she will follow in my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodaloo to them.
Oh no, really?
That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come to see how you're getting along. Not likely. But you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. France? I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Could be right up my alley. But France? It's an entirely different country. And it's one that the English hate for some reason. I mean... Okay, I'm not going to get into it. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? That's the way the adult works, son. The adult world works, Sunshine. Now don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted. I'm intending to take the kid with me when I go. What? You're taking Gina to Paris? But I can't leave her here in London. Not what would become of her. I suppose he's worried she will slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses.
I don't think he's worried about the pickpocketing, Mr. Nargado. I think he's worried about the ribbon.
Oh, of course. So that's playing on Inspector Direction's mind too, is it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of the oddies to Gina. So don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. Gotta keep that diving, in the bath safe and sound. Until all this is over, at least. Oi! Did you just call me a blooming diving diva again? Oh, you heard that, did ya? Right, well... Any questions about the scene, you can put them to my capable detective diva here. Alright, you heard the boss. Inspector Lestrade is in charge here now. I suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? I should be right. What is his name? I've only had Toby for 1 minute. But if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself. I wanted to try to capture it without the text box in the way.
Oh, how delightful. He's absolutely adorable.
Yes, the dog does seem lovely. But it's the not so lovely Inspector version that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Alright, let's talk. Investigating the scene. Gina. We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. Ah, yes, Toby. Oh.
The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind...
Sorry, you can't go up there, Sus.
Oh.
It's like I told Aldo yesterday. Even I ain't alone near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it. The special dispensation for scientific equipment act. Is that what you were thinking of? That's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The forensic something? The forensic investigation team. Is that what you were thinking of? That's the one, yeah.
But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted?
I think so. I don't really get it, but to be truthful with you, you're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something?
I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. You mean Lord Stoneheart, perhaps?
That's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching the time or something. So without Lord Stoneheart's express permission, we can't investigate it on the stage. This trial. That was right, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. There was a new one of me in that. You know, being in court and not spending the whole time worrying about what to be found out.
You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, all those sweet things hard for me every single time and all. Just doing my job, Gina. Oh, watching someone else get in the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you saw that Dutchy Professor Dutchy experiment was a total fix.
The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Nergota's client.
Yes. I'm starting to wish he wasn't though. It's the boss I feel sorry for. Sent off to do the impossible.
What do you mean?
He's supposed to arrest that other cove, ain't he? And in the time for tomorrow and all. You know, that dodgy engineer. What's his name again? Mr. Trevor, you mean? Enoch Trevor. That's the one, yeah. So the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess they would be. It's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving it to me. It's giving him a godtake.
Oh, dear, but I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food.
The engineer's whereabouts. Those Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. N of Driver. I wonder if they have had any luck. It's really funny looking. That two eyes were don't match. I stole glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually paint it or nothing. The old devil's got it. Sorry? Who? I know, that's Colin Ripper what's always flying down glasses of all that blood red punk. Trying to voice Gina is always so fun. It hurts my voice, but it's very fun. Oh, I'm going to serve myself another bar of water.
Ah, Lord Van Six.
You know, the Reaper, the guy who almost convicted you twice. He's always had it in it for me, that coat. I don't know what he's always calling about mine. Well, I would have been a pretty good boss as it goes. I would rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. The way I see it, if the choice is between a cheap casino detective and a chalice-glugging demigod, you are equally badly off with both. I suppose you're right. I hadn't thought of it like that. Glad we've put that one to bed. Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishing engineer. But there don't seem to be no clues to go on, so they're stuck. There's nothing that can lead us to Driver at all. Toby the dog. Where did you find that little mat then, Gina? Oi! Don't be so flaming rude, Odo! Slightly overreaction. You just called the poor doggy a mat. It's not an overreaction. Ain't no mat, alright? Louise, how did you put it? Oh yeah! A boom fight detective! Sorry? I'll give him a proper title and everything! It's Chief Inspector Toby to you! More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he?
Oh, so he's a police dog, is he?
The police recruit dogs now?
I've heard that they are already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell after all.
I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. I can tell undergarments that have been freshly landed from undergarments that haven't. Oh, that's nothing compared to this little fella, though. Oh, really? According to what the boss said, one story he showed a good whiff of your drawers. He could chase a scent to the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean he can swim?
Mr. Narkle, I think you may have missed the point. By rather a wide margin.
I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill. I'm telling you, no, there's gonna be more dogs doing their bit up for the police in future.
Yes, I agree.
Right, one of these days they'll be marking others at that road, not the other way around.
Oh dear, sorry Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much.
Well, anyway, what do you think about that? We hear is Britain's first police dog. I found him down the East End the other day. Someone had just chucked him out on the street. There you go. I knew she had lifted him from somewhere.
Oh Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals.
Alright, what does Toby think about this? How about this, Gina?
Yeah, well, I'm still learning letters at the moment. I only know angry. If ain't too much bleeding small. Actually, Gina, it's the back of the car that's important.
Eh? How come? It's just dirty old slots in the back, that's all.
It turns out that this is a very high quality French machinery. It has a very particular scent, apparently.
You don't say. Let's have a whiff then. Sure, I don't smell nothing. No, we didn't mean that you should smell it.
Oh, right. I mean, Toby.
His sense of smell is so good, he can track people over the oceans, can't he?
Officer Fairbrain informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Trevor's workshop.
I think he has picked up a scent.
So, you mean, if he follows the scent of the soil, then we could lead us to that dodgy cop's workshop? That's right. That is exactly what we were hoping.
Alright then, let's give it a go. I will just borrow that. What? Wait, when did you... What's a big pocket?
If I can lead everyone to that driver's workshop, I'll be the boss's boss before the next week. Oh yes, Kina. I'm sure you will be promoted.
Poor Gregson. Wait.
Boy, that's off limits up there. Try to sneak past me again, and I'll stuff your gap full of the boss's fish and chips.
Yes, please. I love fish and chips. I suppose we need special permission. Okay, so we're just not going to follow. Okay. Let's go get permission then. Oh! 23rd of October, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice Office. I think I gave him this very raspy voice, so I'm going to go with that. Oh, who is that standing beside Lord Strongheart?
I wonder, I've never seen her before.
Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. You've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result.
Oh! You mean because of Professor Fairbrain's experiment?
Trump's science being demonstrated at London's great exhibition. The country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Lord Six is in Whitehall this week, giving an emergency briefing.
Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispensation that prevents the investigation at this scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time.
It's scrap metal now, is it? It has the same cross as Band 6, and also the symbol of pharmacy, like the two snakes and the scepter. But also, Mami, sorry, Mami, sorry, Mami, sorry, sorry, Mami, sorry, sorry.
Until later then, Lord Stoneheart.
Yes, thank you.
Who was that?
That was Dr. Courtney Seath, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner.
Oh? Courtney Seath. The coroner for this particular case.
She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact.
Oh, I see. How about Mr. Asman?
Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you will have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensics laboratory.
Ah, right.
Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time.
So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. The forensic investigation team. What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before?
The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything has to occur. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now. Unofficially, of course, to pave the way.
Goodness, a year ago.
At the next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. As I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensics division. Once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine. Criminals will suffer dearly.
What do you mean?
Too long, those scandals have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. I intend to see it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known, to protect our honor and our future.
Look at those eyes. He means every word.
Dr. Seed is an extremely reliable colonel. When I officially establish the forensics division at Scotland Yard, he will run it as my right-hand woman. Oh then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotova.
Oh, yes, my lord.
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month.
Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotova, I mean.
It was many years ago now, but yes. I remember Dr. Mikotova very well.
Dr. Mikotova.
If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was born. Oh yes, 16 years ago in fact.
I had forgotten that this motherfucker left her wife and her newborn child just to go study abroad. Okay, alright.
Mikotova was a young practitioner of forensic science. Jigoku accompanied him as a young, promising youth. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly.
Ah, so a student of medicine and a student of law made their way across Japan, from Japan to Great Britain 16 years ago. And just in our travels, there was Kazuma, a student of law, and us, who were a student. I think Naruhodo is a student of medicine before the events happened. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. There are some clearly parallelisms here.
Not that I wish to impoliteness in your carelessness on your part in any way.
Anything that you were.
Dr. Mikotova studied forensics at one of London's largest hospitals. St. Sinners, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Seed was also there then, as it happens.
Then Dr. Sith knows my father, does she?
I was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I have no doubt that they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mikotova was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total.
6 years. That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it?
I lived with my grandmother in those years.
Oh, so your mother is just dead now? Amazing. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years. Yeah. Not the father of the year here.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Oh.
Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away.
What do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. Lord Van Six. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Six, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right?
You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was that very incident gave rise to the Reaper.
What? Why? Ryunosuke, you're a bit dumb.
When his brother Clint Van Six was murdered, it was just after John Barrock had graduated from the University of London and become a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade the conviction in court started disappearing. Rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. The news started to say that wherever Barrock Van Six went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind.
Oh my word!
PC Gamer with that raid. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you all had a lot of fun on your stream. Welcome in, everyone. I think you were playing Murder by Numbers, which I couldn't get in because I'm still playing. Raid time. Welcome in, Prickle Woodland. I hope you're having a wonderful time. We solved no murders. But did you do a lot of Picross? That's important. Did you solve a lot of Picross? December time. It's December time. Oh, I really like that addition. I'm so happy that I included it last time. There were a lot of numbers. Yeah, that's that's Picross. Hey, welcome in, Gremlins. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I almost forgot. I almost forgot to give a shout out, real quick, to my good old friend CPC Gamer. There we go. Everyone, go follow CPC Gamer, and if you're already following, go to their streams. They are amazing. I haven't been able to do so because I've been getting my driving license and my classes coincide with just the moment that he opens stream. But I will try to be there whenever I can. I promise. Anyway, we're just here. There's been a great exhibition, and a man has been teleported and appeared dead. And we're trying to defend the professor that made the teleportation machine. And turns out that the machine was a fake. It was just a trick of deception to make us think that it actually was teleportation, but it was actually not teleportation. Hey Zarko, I'm just here to say hi. I haven't seen yesterday's episode. I literally do not know if I'm going to stay. Nada, no te preocupes, Luparro. Don't worry. Welcome in, everyone. Everyone just suddenly came in at the most important moment of the case because we're like learning a lot of stuff. Oh, what a perfect moment to come in. You've just arrived at the perfect moment. I'm just doing a recap. So yeah, there's like this great exhibition. Someone gets teleported, and he dies. And turns out that the person who dies is like a mob boss, and he contracted the physicist to build this fake machine. But the machine was actually built by an engineer who was in cahoots with the mob boss. And now we're trying to search for the engineer to see where he is and accuse him of murder, probably. And right now we're talking with Chief Prosecution Lord Strongheart about the whereabouts and the identity of the Reaper. Also, Susato is back. Susato is back from Japan. Alright, so Lord Van Six is on the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother?
Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles.
What does this series have with dead siblings, I swear? No, es que... Sí, es que Susato ha venido ahora mismo, tipo, literalmente vino al final, ayer. I mean, it's incredible because there's a lot of dead siblings in this series. Yes, Lord Van Six had a sibling and he fucking died, and that's why Lord Van Six is so edgy. I love him so much. What was I going to say? I was going to say something and I just immediately forgot. Oh yes, it's Lord Songheart.
Go ahead.
It's about Professor Hairbrain's experimental machine. We would like your permission to examine the remains if possible.
Are you well versed in science then?
Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently.
Well, the special dispensation legally preventing the investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. Sith's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there is no harm in you looking at the records, as long as you touch nothing.
Thank you. Being able to look at it is better than nothing.
And I will be able to see it too.
Your time is up. You will have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls.
We're extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
Okay, I just remember. So you know Susato's father. Susato's father was a student of medicine who came to Britain 16 years ago alongside the judge from Japan, which was studying law. And we came to Britain with Kazuma. Well, quote unquote, came to Britain, with Kazuma. And Kazuma was a student of law, and Ryunosuke was a student of medicine. There are some parallelisms there to the past events of the timeline, so we have to see how those cross out. Oh, and also Kazuma's corpse is gone. Like, it was supposed to land in Hong Kong, but it just disappeared. His corpse is fucking gone. Su cadáver ha desaparecido. Where is it? We don't know. We have no idea.
We're extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend to in preparation for this symposium, you understand?
I love this game. It's so fucking wild. I just recounted a little something very wild. It's like, oh yeah, this is normal for this game. A new location has been added. Okay, so it's so unseriously serious. Yeah. So I kind of want to go to the experimentation stage, but I also kind of want to go to forensic laboratory because Chief Coroner Dr. Scythe is it's... oh dear. Yeah, this game, as you have pointed out, it's so unseriously serious. What the fuck is this? This is like a mixture between a witch's house and a steampunk castle. I believe this is it. Ah, so that's what happened to Kazuma. He became a skeleton right here. You look, there he is. I believe this is it. Dr. Sid's laboratory. That chemical smell really assaults the nose. And there's plenty to assault the eyes in here too.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here. But we're here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think?
What a seasoned tourist you have become, Miss Susato. Could just have a little look around. Being careful not to upset any restless souls. Oh, I cannot click on the blood. That's great. a table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider it in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large stone that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
You would either have to be a cast iron constitution, or a terrible sense of smell. Yeah, probably. What is in the box? I cannot click on the box. Kazuma! It's you! Well, look at this. What a magnificent display case. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carvings is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers are very skilled, aren't they?
You have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo.
Man, we are right on time for Spooky Month as well. Miss Susato, can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope.
I'll be sure to remember that from now on. That looks like an owl and a crow up there.
I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They are taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruhodo.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself that they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yes, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like your Daruma doll on display on the office instead.
Look at this big thick book here.
Ah, it appears to be an accounting ledger. A record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Oh?
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
500? It must be working really hard on dissecting corpses.
I don't know, judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. And scalpel blades can be sharpened too.
It does seem a bit strange if you're right. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using all of them for? Oh, this must be the corner. What are you doing? Ah! Mommy? Mommy? Sorry? Mommy? Sorry? Look at her. Look. Chad, are you seeing what... you can bug me if you want, Mommy. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Luparo. You can bug me all you want, but... She's band 6, but in Mommy version. Oh, fuck. This truly is a game for bisexuals. Oh god, oh fuck. Sorry, I don't know why I defaulted to... I did not expect this. I was right in bringing you here. Sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... So you thought you would snoop around? That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? Well, what do you want? If she were in heels, I don't know. I don't know, but I have to know. Oh, yes, Lord Stoneheart told us, you see. Are you enjoying the stream? I think we are all enjoying the stream right now very much, Nightbot. That it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Ashman's body, I mean.
So we came to ask you about your findings. On Lord Stoneheart's advice.
Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately. Your findings. So, you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene?
The victim, Mr. Roddy Osman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amidst an explosion. And the Mr. Osman who appeared moments later partway up the Crystal Tower. Or without question, one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion.
Is she going to be the killer? Chat. This is the first case in all of Ace Attorney where the coroner's name is on the autopsy report. Is she going to be the killer? But that can't be right.
If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out. Let's see, if two people who looked very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they? Very true, but sadly in this instance, that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. The fingerprints of the scene make that quite evident.
Ah, fingerprints.
They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system. But one day, they will be used as an investigative aid, as a matter of course. Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So where does that leave us? My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions.
Instantaneous kinesis is impossible. And yet, the body did move from one place to the other. This hasn't cleared up anything at all. It has made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Oh! Wait, this is a different character. What the fuck is this game? Holy shit, the designs of the characters are amazing.
Mama, what is this?
Ah, where did she spring from? And did she just call the doctor Mama?
This is a lawyer, dear. Oh.
Hello?
To meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer.
Let's get that man. Yes. Can we cut this one up?
Ah, she's an actual mother. So we can call her mommy. What?
I've never seen an inside a Mr. Person before. I want to know what it looks like.
I don't know if this voice fits her character.
I want to know what it looks like.
Yeah, that's better.
Of course you can't. A live specimen, as you can very well see. Ah, boring.
I think I just had a near-death experience.
Dear Mr. Naruhodo, you're as pale as a corpse.
Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one.
Oh, look at her.
I think those are heels. So what are you doing at the moment, Doctor?
Keeping a close eye on things so no impertinent Easterners think they can look around in my office.
Are there such impertinent Easterners around? How terrible.
Yes, you.
It doesn't mince her words, Miss Susato.
I think perhaps it's time we left.
Mommy? Mommy. Alright, Ruparot, I want to... Look who is back! And she's a detective now. She's an inspector. Inspector Lestrade. Gina. We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Her so happy. She is happier now. Like in yesterday's stream, she was like so happy. She smiles more. She has adopted a puppy called Toby. Sometimes we should forgive class strangers. She is the only exception I'm willing to admit. Oh, that's alright, is it? There it is. I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. So she adopted a puppy from the East End, and the police said, yeah, he's going to be a new detective dog, and you can take care of him. And we have given the dog a card from the engineer, a business card, that has some oil in it. And the dog is searching for the scent trace, so we can go to the workshop of the engineer. Ah, yes, Toby.
The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind...
Oh, sorry, you can't go up there, Sus.
Oh,
Oh, it's like I told all of yesterday. I mean, I ain't alone near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it. The special dispensation for scientific equipment act. Is that what you were thinking of? That's the one. That's why only the Lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The forensic something. The forensic investigation team. Is that what you were thinking of? That's the one, yeah.
but isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted?
Oh, I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you. They are still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something.
I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. Then you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps?
That's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching the time or something.
Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart.
You what? You've met him? Last time the boss was called to go and see him. He waited for 3 hours at the coast office and came back sniveling. Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene, as long as we touch nothing.
Oh yeah? Honestly. Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it will be the boss who gets it. You will narrate another tip again in his life. So, you're still saying all this is about Morty, aren't you?
I'm sure everything will be fine.
That really would be tragic. Alright then, them sisters. Off you go.
Oh, thank you, Gina.
What the novel? Leave it to me. Sorry? I'm gonna get going after that dodgy engineer cove right this minute. Oh, but hang on. Someone's supposed to be in guard duty here all the time. I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation as well, Gina. Oh, right. Oh well, never mind. It ain't gonna be me what gets it in the neck. It will be the boss. She's... I like Gina so much. And this design. Oh, I mean, I'm a detective now, but I'm like the most stylish detective in this whole entire town. Like, oh yeah, sure, Sean's looks great, but Gina is the detective look for me. I don't know, it's something so homely and familiar about it. I really like it. Poor Gregson again. Oh, she has such a great character design. I like it. I like her so much. I love her. Hey, Toby. Got that all sent, have ya? Come on then, boy. See you later. There she goes.
I do hope the scent of that oil leads them to that swindler's workshop.
Yes, I hope so too. Ideally before the dog swims across the channel to France. Alright, let's go upstairs. These stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find out. October 23rd, the Great Exhibition Grounds, experimentation stage. I think they have changed things. I don't know, but I have that feeling that something's missing from the scene.
Oh my, so this is the machine.
Yeah, so this thing is supposed to teleport, well, it's supposed to disassemble a human body through high voltage and then beam them to the other side and then reassemble them. Like Star Trek style. Obviously, it doesn't work. It blew up.
Was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. A little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrayne went to in order to obtain the research grant?
No. The professor was strict as well. He didn't know anything about it.
Yes, of course. It's amazing though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
You're right about that. We would never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure.
Oh look! That...
El puto! Daddy!
Lord Van Six!
So I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Mr. Soto?
Already?
He's the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, I think. Ryunosuke, come on.
But we have permission to be here. From the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate the machine. As long as we don't touch anything.
On the top? Do you mean Lord Strongheart?
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at these wreckage for as long as we would like.
Could have been at the center of the explosion here and it wouldn't have bent her steel wheel. Alright. Let's begin.
What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted in the blast.
And what they call the birdcage was right in the middle of it all. Sorry, just here. Man, there is a lever right there, and that lever is clearly going to open the hatch. Like, that's a hatch. That's going to open up. It's going to be a secret tunnel. I know it. That's how they did it. That's how they did the switcheroo.
But look, Mr. Naruto. The metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open.
It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there?
This wasn't here yesterday.
Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air.
That's right, the birdcage. According to what Professor Harebrayne said in court, it's made of wood.
Or more precisely, Japanese cypress, I think. And despite having been an explosion and then falling from great height, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruto?
I had understood that the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they have finished the work.
But sadly not with the body inside it.
No, that's right. I know we were given strict instructions not to touch anything, but still, it's too important that piece of evidence to overlook. he just Ryunosuke grabs the whole ass cage, and he's like, well, we are done here, and just carries it with him to the court. And he's like, Your Honor, we have some evidence. And he's like, he holds a big ass birdcage in his bag. He actually did it. He put the wooden birdcage in his pocket. The wooden case that was used for Professor Herben's experiment. Oh, Dios mío. He fucking did it. He put his... Oh my god.
Look at that horn-shaped transmitting device, isn't it amazing?
That's exactly what I thought when I first saw it.
It makes you think, doesn't it? If only it had just been a normal horn, none of this would have ever happened.
That is almost exactly what I thought as well. I bet I can predict what you're going to say next in that case. You're about to say, nothing else goes to plan. Aren't you? This is a JoJo reference, what the fuck? Game, this is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference.
Oh no, I would never say something like that.
However much I look at them, I just can't come to terms that with those temporary handballs floating in the sky.
You've been laying at them constantly since we came up here.
Sorry, the feelings of wanting to ride in one and wanting to never set foot in one are fighting it all inside me.
But if you don't look where you're walking, you might fall from the stage.
I don't think I would notice. That's how fiercely the battle inside me is raging.
I think you should really make peace with riding in one, Mr. Naruto. It really would be much safer that way.
Man, they just included a JoJo reference in my fucking Ace Attorney thing. Can't have shit in Capcom.
Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all the corners of the world.
It does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally.
It is very subjective, isn't it?
Japanese buildings with their wood and paper construction have excellent ventilation. And I've realized that British buildings, being made from brick and stone, are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel.
Oh yes, I do agree with you there.
But I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions.
You really oughtn't to let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruto. I hear that the ride on a Ferris wheel is a very romantic outing among young London couples.
I think the romance would be slightly spoiled by the abject terror personally. But then again, I'm not a Londoner.
Are you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruto?
Not that I'm scared, not at all. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer.
Well, perhaps I should have to ask Hades and Mr. Shums to accompany me on it in that case.
You put it like that. Part of me does want to give it a try. No! No, game, they are friends. Game, they are friends. They are gay and lesbian friends. Game, no. Right? No. No.
Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it?
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or the Reaper in the room. Ugh. Least approachable man in the world's the winner 10 years in a row.
Be strong, Mr. Naruto. Your country and your assistant stand firm behind you.
If they end up getting married, we all know it will be a lavender marriage. You are with me, Rupert. You understand me. Thank you. Thank you. Lord Van Six. Oh, he's so fucking hot.
What?
Well... Beautiful weather we're having, isn't it?
I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently you Nipponese are unequipped to read the signs.
Oh, I read them.
So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited.
Ah, well, the thing is...
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate. On the condition that we didn't disturb anything.
And yet you've managed to disturb me.
Ah,
Never mind. Take your business then.
Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I would like to ask Lord 16 about. Not least of which is that awful case. Even though it's nothing to do with this.
Ask away, Mr. Naruto. You want to know unless you try.
You are just going to straight up get into your brother. Your brother Clint. So, Clint was the name of your older brother, I understand. Lord 16.
You Nipponese. I always have to be on guard whenever you're around. So you've been investigating me, huh?
Oh, no, it's not like that. Well, alright, it is a bit like that.
My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Band 6 family. But tragically, the vicious killer took him from us.
The professor, you mean?
Yes, I will never forgive Professor Layton and his assistant Luke Stryton for killing my brother with his puzzles.
Is something funny?
That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised.
Sorry? There's more to it then.
Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it?
Ugh, you're too kind. Are you going to tar all Nipponese with the same brush next?
So tell me, what is your interest in that historic incident?
As it happens, Lord 6, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention. Are you aware of the Madame Daspel's Museum of Waxwork by any chance?
I am, naturally. I believe that since last month I featured in one of the displays there. For public scorn.
Of course, the infamous Reaper of the Bailey will have to be exhibited, won't he?
Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom.
A particular waxwork? Wait. You mean...
Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Shams is investigating the case as we speak.
I wasn't aware of that.
It's turned as white as a sheet. Enough, Driver. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Driver, already?
Surely that goes without saying.
We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is, we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier.
Wait, according to Professor Harbrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle.
So, I was just wondering... I mean, I realized it... Wait. Thin? White hair? Monocle? That's awfully suspicious to the coroner that we just met, right? I mean, maybe... But maybe he was disguised? I don't know. So I was just wondering, I mean, I realize it's probably not possible, but...
We would very much appreciate any more clues you can give us.
Wow, Susato-san really knows how to take the bull by the horns.
Fine. Why not? I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Though it appears he already had that black monocle at the time.
Maybe they are related. The coroner and him.
What?
Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us.
We will need the man's testimony in court tomorrow. Which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available. So why wouldn't I show you the photograph?
What is it about Lord 6? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all.
It's not like I lack you or anything, baka.
Oh, hey, Kazuma. How are you doing?
Oh, the file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you.
Are you alright?
Who is this man, Mr. Naruhodo?
Lord Van Sieg's apprentice, apparently. So I'm not the only one. Soto-san can see it too.
Urban 6. May we speak with your apprentice for a moment?
With him? What?
Ooh.
Kazuma-sama.
Kazuma?
I don't believe it.
Your posture. Your presence.
Susato is braver than all of us! She is the MVP of this whole operation.
It can only be. It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama?
Felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. If I knew him somehow. Can it really be you? Kazuma? Oh, wait! Too late. I cannot run down the stairs.
What's going on here?
Your apprentice.
What is your interest in my apprentice exactly? You act as if you know the man or something.
Well,
It's when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago.
Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago. The instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor.
but he didn't tell you why, did he? No! No!
The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself.
Chat, is it fake amnesia? Or is it true amnesia? I think he's faking. I think he's faking it. I think he's faking because he ran away from us. This game is a literal soap opera, I know.
He has amnesia?
Tomorrow, he will appear in court at my side.
Ooh, like a, I don't know, like a legal, judicial assistant, maybe. What a coincidence, huh? Huh? I don't know, Sark. He has quite literally died. But consider this, Blue Parrot. What if the corpse that Sholmes investigated was a waxwork? Huh? Huh? I mean, we are talking about fake corpses in this case a lot. Or corpses being moved around. Huh? Huh?
He is to serve as my judicial assistant on Lord Strongheart's orders.
You will be in court with us? Oh fuck, we're going to fight our boyfriend.
Now then, unless I'm much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course.
Oh, yes, thank you. I definitely saw a reaction there. When Susato-san called out like that, it really seemed to hit a nerve. She called out Kazuma-sama.
You had already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Nerhodl?
Yes, yesterday in fact. At Lord Van Sick's office.
I see. And if Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Sholmes lied to us.
I know. We're going to need to speak to him about that.
You're going to have to leave now. The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems.
What sort of problems?
Foreign affair problems.
Well, we could do without that. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Mr. Seto.
Of course.
Well, I think we've done all the investigating we can here for now. If we could just determine the whereabouts of Mr. Trevor.
I'm sure Gin and little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we ought to try to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point? We have things to discuss and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months.
Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful. You're right. We have to find him at Madame Tasper's. He's supposed to be working there as a contemporary waxwork exhibit.
Ah yes, Iris told me all about this latest unusual venture.
Madame Tasper's. 23rd of October, Madame Tasper's Museum of Waxwork.
Here we are again at the House of Horrors. I'm afraid I haven't got used to the place yet. I would still like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery, of course.
Choto-san really is after something sweet today, isn't she?
Hey!
What's the matter?
Look, Mr. Nerhodl. Look at that waxwork. I'm quite sure it wasn't there before. It looks exactly like Mr. Sholmes down to the very last detail.
Aha!
What is it?
Oh, sorry, I think you will find... That's the temporary waxwork himself.
Ah, the friend of my dedicated employee.
Oh, yes, hello again. It's Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This whole case is like... Mommy, sorry, mommy, sorry. We have a mummy of magic here, and we had a mummy of magic of science earlier.
I must say, you're quite spellbound by the great detective. He is a marvel.
Oh yes, you're supposed to be friends. I can't take it. My bisexual ass can't take this much.
My precious waxwork. Already back where it belongs.
You don't mean...
Ah, but yes, the mystery is solved already.
Wow, Mr. Sholmes can really engage his brain when he's hungry enough.
So, as you can see, he has returned to his habitual duties.
Yes?
His habitual duties. Alors, do not disturb, huh?
Poor Susato-san. He looks very perplexed. Okay, let's see. Ah, yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors. Whatever is on the other side of them, just know it's going to be terrifying, don't you?
The sign says it's the Madame Tasper's special exhibit. It seems you have to pay extra to go inside.
I know, can you believe that? Pay more money as if we haven't been scared enough already?
Stand my doing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ok. Hablemos con el puto.
We really do need to speak with Mr. Sholmes. And I am longing to say hello again. But where is he?
Look at him. Look at him go. Yeah, how's that? I will punch you. Hoo-ha!
I think you might find that he's quite nearby, actually.
Oh, what do you...
Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I, El Puto. The world famous great detective and waxwork, Sherlock Schultz.
Oh. Oh. Susato-san! Susato-san!
Dun 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 dun.
What is my boy doing? Está trabajando como una estatua de cera falsa porque tiene que pagar dinero. Necesita dinero urgentemente.
My most humble apologies.
I thought I had died and gone to eternal paradise for a moment. Via London.
My dear madam, allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point.
Agüita. Me estoy muriendo. Long as it's not of questionable street food quality.
I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes?
Merely a secret identity, you understand, though the case is largely solved now.
Largely solved?
We're talking about the waxwork abduction episode.
Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was as easy as proverbial pie. Though I confess, I'm yet to partake a pie, proverbial or otherwise. Or any food so far today for that matter. I am very hungry. Please help me.
That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So how did you manage to solve it so quickly?
Do you remember I said it was largely solved? Anyway, I simply negotiated with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone?
Oh yes, it's a most modern invention, allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as yet.
This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrator of the abduction. As such, I was able to negotiate terms. In the end, the waxwork was returned.
The telegramophone. Yeah, because this is like the end of the 19th century, so it should be a telegram phone mixture thing. That's amazing.
Just between you and I, it would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event.
Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded a ransom, no?
Yes, I think perhaps. The ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive.
But does that mean your negotiating was entirely unnecessary?
A fact that I must ask you to keep from Madame Tuspels at all costs. Please, I need to be paid, I need to eat. A hungry young Irish awaits my return to Baker Street after all.
Poor Iris.
Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork?
Enoch Driver. We're in the process of trying to track somebody now.
Oh?
Yes, a man by the name of Enoch Driver. He's the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain, and the engineer who built the kinesis machine.
A swindler and an engineer? Quite the modern man. I mean, being an engineer is kind of like being a swindler of nature. Engineers don't ever do calculations correctly. They round pi to 3, they round gravity to 10 meters per second square. It's infuriating, really.
Putos ingenieros. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on. That's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas?
I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If you knew something of the man's appearance at least, I may be in a better position to help.
Yes, there was appearance.
Fortunately for you, however, suddenly I have little to occupy myself and little to fill my stomach.
I'm pro-engineer because architects exist. No. Architects are not engineers. Okay? They're not. That's not the same. Okay, architects are respectable construction workers and designers. Engineers are an affront to everything that's good. In physics. Yeah.
Fortunately for you, I already read this. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it.
Like, I'm going to go to your house. Do it. Do it, you coward. You won't. Kazuma's death. Mr. Soms, did you lie to us?
My dear Mr. Naruhodo, stay that piercing stare. What is this about?
Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain, for the steamship. Your words were very clear.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Told us that it was murder. And you examined Kazuma-sama's body.
Indeed, and wherein lies the problem?
We met him earlier today. The victim, Kazuma Sogi.
You're quite sure?
Me repeat.
He was wearing some sort of mask and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure. It was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Shams, that he wasn't actually dead.
I'm waiting the 44 votes. Oh! Oh, yeah, because... porque lo hizo el pregón, claro. Fuck. Bomb avanza. Nuke them.
Nuke them all.
La gente sale. Yo me quedo en casita haciendo un directo.
That he wasn't actually dead.
Well, I can only assume I was swept out in the murderous atmosphere of the moment. But the fellow wasn't dead at all? Priceless. I don't suppose that performance would pass murder, would it, Mr. Naruhodo?
I could believe that the crewmen present at the time made a mistake. But not you, Mr. Shams. My god, fucking Damiamo. Take the bus. Yes, I am. Steal the bus. What happened to your car stealing? He's long gone. He hasn't shown up. He hasn't done any crime since that time. Ah, no, espera, estás ahí en chat. Oh, it's because you both have like gray text. I thought you were Blue Parrot speaking. Bienvenido, Damián. Tomorrow I will go see you. I will take my bicycle with me. He's going to. No, you'll be fine. You will be fine. Sí, es que ahora mismo en mi chat los dos aparecéis de color gris. Os he confundido. But not you, Mr. Jones.
I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. We detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
Please, Mr. Jones.
Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that is all I can say.
Me llevo la bici plegada en el tren porque me da la gana. En purple and Damian y Heart in blue. Es que eso es porque no lo habéis seleccionado como. Os lo he puesto un color aleatorio. We're all grey here. You're great, dabadi, dabagay, dabadi. Let's present the photo. Mr. Shams, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print?
It's of Mr. Enoch Driver,
Momento jueces.
the face of the engineer we seek.
Well, all Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. But looking at the photograph won't be particularly instructive.
Are you alright, Mr. Shams?
Yes, forgive me. Very interesting this. Just very interesting indeed.
What is wrong, Mr. Shams? You have turned quite pale all of a sudden.
I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruto. Will you indulge me?
Oh, well, what is it?
As I explained to you when I arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned. I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains.
Oh, yes. The Professor exhibit, isn't it?
Would you like to see it? For a mere 5 shillings? That's a special one-time only price, you understand. What? There was only one to come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor?
Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we could postpone.
The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it. Please, I need to eat.
I mean, if we are giving him 5 shillings, it's literally nothing because, I mean, we live in the same house. If he doesn't eat, we don't eat either. Are you being quite serious, Mr. Shams?
Surely you need only to look at my expression to certain if this is seriousness or silliness.
I can never tell with you. What's the point?
Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings.
Gratefully received. So, the special exhibit awaits behind the curtain. I invite you to peruse it at your leisure.
Well, the money's been spent, so let's go and see the special exhibit.
Those heavy curtains at last. Five shillings we've had to pay. Doesn't seem right somehow that Mr. Shram slipped the money into his own pocket, does it?
No. We could ask Lina to retrieve it for us, using her special skills.
That's actually a very good idea. Pinpointing police officers and diddling detectives. Is this what makes Britain great? Not to mention demi-god prosecutors taking the law into their own hands. Or cheap loving inspectors.
Inspector Gregson comes off rather well in that list, I think.
23rd of October. Madame Taspel's special exhibit. I'm in the boss, yay! Congratulations, Tamesito.
Oh god.
Oh dear. I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as we walked in here.
Misurato! I say we turn on our heels and go take home. We are really big confectionery.
We certainly can't do that. We have paid 5 shillings already.
True.
Actually, now I'm looking a little more closely.
We've paid good money to see an exhibit that's clearly incomplete. The nerve of the great Deadly Detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place.
This must be what Mr. Sones meant when he said this case was largely solved.
Be that as if me. Mr. Sones heavily implied there would be a clue about the engineer here, didn't he? But where? Since we have paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigation, shall we?
Yes, we will get what we paid for.
Is that a fear or frustration that's making Susato-san's voice tremble?
This must be the killer. I've been known as the professor.
Yes, I think so. According to what Madame Daspel said, he killed 5 victims, all of noble royal blood.
The work is so lifelike, isn't it? Like all the old models in this place.
I know. Looks like it could start moving at any moment, doesn't it? Only it had a head, that is. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
No, this is the condemned man.
Yes, the so-called professor.
Then perhaps his head was chopped off by a guillotine.
Ah, the French way. I like that.
But unable to find peace, he emerged from his grave as a headless ghost.
Do we have to entertain such terrifying ideas, Miss Susato? Anyway, I'm sure the model had a end once. There's a metal fitting for it, you see?
Then perhaps Mr. Shams absent-mindedly forgot to reattach it.
That is an extremely absent-minded detective you're describing, isn't it?
Or perhaps the thief absent-mindedly forgot to include the head when he, or she, or they returned it to the museum.
I mean, I don't understand what's with English nowadays. Like, at least when I was younger, I was taught in English classes that when you don't know the gender of someone else, you use they them. Like that's what I've been taught all my life. But nowadays, it's always he or she when stuff like this happens. No, you have a word for that. You have a like I understand. Like in Spanish doesn't make sense, but in English you have a precise word for that. You are not using it correctly. Thank you. I hate it when they do that. It's like, oh, I'm going to teach you something, and then I'm not going to use it as the way that I taught you how to. Because, fuck coherence, I'm just going to complicate things even further. Now, I understand that this is mostly in part to the growing political climate surrounding quote-unquote pronouns, because that's fucking dumb. But at least when I was younger, in my good old days, pronouns were just pronouns. Wait until people find out about verbs. Ah, so convoluted. You're right, Blue Parrot. It's like, just use they them. It works. It's easy to understand. What's the issue here? There is none. And that would be an extremely absent-minded theme. But there have been some reason why only the head wasn't returned. Well, whatever the reason, it means we don't know what the face of the infamous professor looked like, do we? Oh. There's something caught just inside the convict's jacket here. It looks like a piece of broken glass. Oh, I know. I know where that is from.
It's very thick, isn't it? About 5 times thicker than normal window glazing, I would say.
Where could such a thick piece of glass have come from, I wonder?
I suppose it must have been made thick to increase its strength.
But why?
Well, perhaps because the glass had to span a particularly wide area. Such as in a big building, for example.
Ah, well, we have seen a large glass building recently, haven't we? And some of the glass was broken too.
You don't mean...
Exactly. Crystal Tower, the Great Exhibition.
But where will glass from the Crystal Tower be lodged inside this waxworks jacket?
Makes you think, doesn't it? Earlier in court, we established that Inez's experiment was a trick. Now we discover this fragment of the last year in his work. It's just a coincidence.
this part of the exhibit is just as disturbing as the rest. It looks so real.
Seems to be a young man in a white overcoat.
He has a large shovel in his hand too. Look,
Perhaps we should investigate it a little more in detail. What is this here?
well, this would appear to be a lens in the middle, so... I believe it's probably a camera.
Ah, a camera, but it's so small. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Shom's skin prints?
I think perhaps you should treat Mr. Shom's inventions as exceptions to the rule. But anyway, why would a man be in a graveyard at night with a camera?
I wonder. Perhaps he was trying to capture the moment a dead body came back as a ghost on film.
I'll just borrow this for a little while, I think.
Oh, we just fucking steal it. Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
By looking at the photographic plate inside the camera, we can see what picture was taken.
What is a photographic plate?
It's a piece of glass coated in a special emulsion that reacts to the light coming in through the lens. If we open the cover of the back of the camera, we should find it. Let's have a look.
You should see yourself, Susato-san. Your eyes are shining. You really do like machinery, don't you?
What a large shovel. He's holding it rather ominously, isn't he? What on earth was the man doing with a shovel in the graveyard in the middle of the night?
Miss Susato,
Yes.
that's a spade, isn't it?
No, it's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. That is for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
We've been through this, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel.
No. Although, I haven't considered trowels. This fucking game.
We have allowed ourselves to be distracted, I feel. Perhaps we should concentrate on what the man was doing with the implement.
So we're going to bury the hatchet? You're right though. What was the man doing in the graveyard in the first place? That's the real question. That's quite a large lamp the man is carrying. Or is it a lantern? It's not unlike a Japanese chokin? Is it chokin or chochin? Because chochin sounds... it sounds bad. Paper lantern, actually, is it?
Lamp, lantern...
Well, a word?
I don't know how to say. Point is, it casts very little light. We go walking alone in a graveyard at night with only this? But I certainly couldn't do it.
I'm not sure I could visit a graveyard at all. Even in broad daylight, to be honest. Chochin? Yeah. This dude is the engineer, right? I can see his face very well, can you?
Perhaps if I just... Oh, do you think you should be manhandling the exhibits, Mr. Naruhodo?
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, professional manhandler. I'll put it back as ugly as it was, don't worry. It's him.
Oh, what on earth? How can...
I don't believe it. A black monocle. Monocle. Ah, fuck.
Mr. Naruhodo, is it possible that this man is...
Yes. It's Enoch Drever.
The color of his hair is different, but... It's unmistakably him.
Indeed it is.
Indeed it is.
Mr. Shroms.
This man is the subject of your present hunt, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Yes, who is this man? Why is he here in this exhibit? Why does the comic behind him have no head?
The head was missing when the mother was returned by the thief who stole it.
What a surprise. So then the case isn't yet solved, is it?
Did I not say so myself? Largely solved were my words, I believe. But I must locate the missing head to the suit, as Madame would say, or I'll be in grave trouble. A very hungry Iris still awaits my return at Baker Street, preferably with rations. Ah,
Do you know though? Nothing about this room is strange.
Yeah, I'm going to examine this first. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is wide.
Yes, I've never seen anything like it.
If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Jones has such thick skin.
There's really no need for such a comparison, Mr. Naruto, as you well know.
Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely.
Yes, I think so too. It was probably made specially to meet the demands of that great structure.
Oh look, the cover came open.
Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each photograph to want to take, you see.
Is something wrong?
There is no plate. It has been removed.
Ah, what a pity. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time. Just like the boxwork isn't the actual person. But we would never have found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway.
Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course.
Poor Susato-san. He looks devastated. Blood?
What a wonderful machine.
You really love contraptions like this, don't you?
Oh, yes, anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible.
Almost irresistible, surely.
Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart.
That's worrying.
Yes, father tells the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He has given up having a watch.
Or Professor Mikotowa.
Look, Mr. Naruto.
What is it?
On the bellows, just here. Seem to be some very dark red stains.
Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually.
Oh. Oh my.
I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. Oh shit. What the fuck is this? This case just keeps adding new stuff. How is this going to resolve? Strange? What do you mean?
Well, the displays in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not?
indeed they are, Mrs. Soto. Do go on.
And as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one... This surely couldn't ever really have happened. Could it?
I think it's time I educated you a little about the nature of the incidents involving the professor 10 years ago.
Hold up. I think... Dude, this thing is totally a camera or something like that. Like, come on. That truly must be a camera. Doesn't matter if they are here in Britain or in Japan. Graveyards are scary.
When I come to think of it, this is the first time I've seen a British grave. According to what I've read, the custom in Britain is to bury the dead as they are, without cremation.
What? But if you do that, you might accidentally bury people while they're still alive.
I'm not sure that would be worse than accidentally incinerating people while they're still alive.
I think we can both agree that it's best not to be still alive when our time comes then.
And what am I to say to that?
Oh, no. No, I fucked up. Fucked up. Okay. Alright. Mr. Jones, please, enlighten us. The resurrecting convict.
I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or real. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound, and had their throats ripped from their bodies.
A Baskerville hound, do you think?
Oh gosh! An enormous hound? How awful.
After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain, you understand. Accordingly, the professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted.
Closed court? So you mean that the professor's identity...
As you thought of nice, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty, and was summarily sentenced to death by hanging. He was buried in a grave at Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of this prison where he had been held. However, that was not the end of the affair.
Oh,
The very night that he was buried, the convicted man came back to life.
Came back to life?
He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into the moonlight graveyard. The exhibit here depicts that very scene, as described by the sole witness to those chilling events.
He was a witness?
But of course, my dear fellow, he was none other than the young man in the white overcoat.
Enoch Trevor. He saw it happen? So this is a waxwork model of Enoch Trevor.
10 years ago, the convicted professor, having been gibbeted and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night.
So Susato's father came to study 16 years ago and stood for a total of 6 years. So he left the country 10 years ago. Everything is related. Everything is coming together. Like, oh yeah. Everything is coming together. Kronk gift. Everything is coming together.
The convicted professor, right. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old.
it's so horrifying.
Scared out of his wits, the young driver ran to a nearby police station to report the incident. And the sheer terror of what he had seen is said to have turned his hair white over time.
Yes, as shown in the photograph we have of him. His hair is completely white.
For the following few days, the story of what he had seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for every last detail about the killer who had come back to life. As you have seen, an exhibit was even created here at Madame Tuspel's.
I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly. But what I don't understand is what Mr. Trevor was doing in the first place. In the lonely graveyard, in the middle of the night.
Yes, what was he up to? Following the execution.
The professor, sorry.
I'm sleepy.
The professor's act of terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal, one might say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors abounded. After all, no killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder.
Yes, I can imagine the impact the case must have had.
But in time, of course, the rumors abated. So too did the talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, a preposterous parlor tale.
But why did people stop believing it?
Why, simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as was established in fact.
What do you mean by no resurrection?
The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution.
No. But that would mean Mr. Trevor must have lied to the police and the newspaper.
That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. The young man subsequently vanished from society, and nothing has been heard of him since. It's rather striking then, that he should resurface now. Don't you think?
Of course, the convicted murderer couldn't really have come back to life. That's just not possible. But Trevor's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, I have to believe the incident was an out-and-out lie.
Oh! What the bloody no! What have you done, Don?
Why is he saying Nora? Gina, what are you doing here?
I asked Mary since she said it's what to me. So... Gina, that's so loud in the museum.
Madame Tuspels will have you a position as...
Well, I cannot speak.
Will have you take a position as a waxwork if you're not careful.
I think there might be a more pressing concern.
I still had some flash powder left from 6 months ago, so... Alright, Gina, we understand, but please, put down the gun.
Her little pout. Oh, I like her so much.
Oh, sorry, I got scared.
You should try being the one on the other end of the barrel. So, what brings you here, Gina?
What brings you here? What do you think? I found it. We found that dodgy cop's workshop.
What? You found Trevor's workshop?
Yep. Tommy's nose took me straight there. The boss and the others are heading over there now in the truck. Oh, come on. Here's the address. I got the boss to write it out. Oh, thank you, Gina. We'll make our way there at once. Alright then. See you there.
I can't hate her. I can forgive her. I will forgive her. Ah, she looks so good as a detective. Oh.
You go. Don't mind me. I'll just stay here. Being still.
What?
I know my place. In the exhibit over there.
Oh dear. Someone is feeling sorry for himself.
Let's go, Mr. Solms. You're coming.
Your words hearten me, I must say. But if I were to shirk my duties here, Ram would have me pay monetary recompense and Iris's dinner plate would be empty once more.
Forget that, I will pay for everything.
Then there's not a moment to lose, my dear Sparrow. I shall hail a carriage at once.
No offer to share the cost from Mr. Solms, then.
I shall gladly pay half, Mr. Narfodon.
Thank you, Mrs. Hutton.
Alright, let's go. 23rd of October, in at the Trevor's workshop. That looks like...
Oh, it's another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Indeed it would appear so, though only a prototype naturally.
Oh, so you got here then. Gina, well done for finding this place. And in such a little time, you have really worked miracles.
Miracles, you say?
Oh, it's over here who's the miracle worker.
Dogo. Why is he more Waluigi than before? Ah, I thought your lot would show up before me. Hello, Inspector. That is one knitted brow. He looks like he's eating a lemon with a bag of fish and chips.
No, Inspector. Is there any sign of the engineer?
Sadly not. We didn't find a soul in here.
Oh, what a shame.
Well, thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us a chance to investigate. According to what Dina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. I wouldn't wanna, say, go to Paris with a debt of gratitude and pain now, would I? Thank you. Anyway, if you're really hoping to snap around in here, I would get cracking. Urban 6 and the forensic investigation team are on their way here as we speak. Them again. Hey man, you've got the picture right now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types. Right.
So then, my dear fellows, let's turn this place upside down whilst we have the chance.
And you, Sharms?
Pardon?
They take even less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers.
Very droll, Gregson, very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model.
Right then. Let's see what we can find in here.
Oh, this appears to be most interesting. Yes, most interesting indeed, wouldn't you say?
It's an interesting looking back massager, that's for sure. I have no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pain would soon go away.
God damn it, I have found someone dumber than me in this world. It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist who could wish for no higher honor.
Ah.
Would you like to give a shot?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Ooh.
I had no idea it was such a common thing.
I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there is much more to this Mr. Enoch Driver than conjuring tricks.
I couldn't agree more, my dear madam. And how about you, Mr. Narcodo? Wouldn't you like to take it with you? Join? For your tired shoulders, of course.
He's not going to let that go, is he?
It's curious though. It's curious though, isn't it? You would expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside. English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times.
Alright. Let's check it out. This is the metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery.
It seems rather ironic, doesn't it?
But clearly Mr. Driver really was a very talented scientist. Nothing of note, right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Narcodo. That machine is covered by the special dispensation for scientific equipment. There would be serious repercussions if you were to examine it. From the Crown and the government.
I don't care. Me neither.
Well, those two don't seem to be holding back.
It's quite hollow inside. No working parts or devices of deception can be to be seen, my dear fellow. No loose change drop on the floor or nothing. Not in a room for to be here. My dear fella.
British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they?
I think that's just these two, Miss Susato. Ah, Gin as a detective works so well with her. This is an European-style quiver of arrows, with steel balls inside.
Oh, do you suppose?
Crossbow dolls, these. Just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition ground. In other words... Yep, that's more evidence to support your theory. Well goes to show that Driver was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes of the whole scam. Okay. Hmm. What on earth is this?
An aeroplane, Mr. Naruto. One day, scientists believe it will allow humans to fly freely in the skies.
Is that how the trick will be described, is it?
Sorry.
Well, it's actually suspended by a thin but very strong cable, is it? Isn't it?
Oh, well. This model is, yes, but a real aeroplane would actually fly high in the sky.
While suspended from somewhere even higher in the sky, of course. Because large metal objects obviously can't really stay in midair unsupported.
So to you, the solution is even taller towers.
Never change, Inosuke. Never change. Wait, what am I supposed to be looking at here? Aha. This door doesn't want to open.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna break up the lock on it.
There's a specialist locksmith on his way over from the yard. So hands off until he gets here.
With permission, Inspector, I will have that locked open in less than a minute.
Well, you don't have permission. And no one's giving it to you. Jackson looked at as though he really enjoyed that.
Well, there's no sound of anybody on the other side.
No. Trevor must have bled at the first sight of danger. Spooky month.
Oh,
Is something wrong, Mrs. Soto?
well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of that door. Well, Gina, did you hear it too?
Yeah, I heard it all. What do you reckon, Tommy? Right, mind the grease. Whoever's in there, open up. This is Scotland Yard. You fucking idiot, Gregson.
Oh my, someone is in there.
Ah, this rotten bleeding lock.
My dear Gregson, as I said only minutes ago, if only if it were continents, I could unlock that door in less than a minute.
Fine, I'll take the rap for it. Run, it's the Popo! You can go and do...
There, you may enter that way.
You have confused minutes with seconds, I think.
Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for?
Nothing for it, I suppose. This is an emergency.
There's a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you all see. Prepare for action, my dear fellows.
Yes. What? What has happened in here? Why is everything upside down?
What? There ain't no one in here at all. But there must be. It was only moments ago that we heard those noises.
Maybe that was the sound of Driver running away.
But there's only one door in this room.
And no windows that could afford...
Sholmes? Sholmes, there are footprints in the skylights. And there's a green balloon there. What the fuck are you talking about?
Those skylines are too high.
What is that up there? Are they footprints? On the ceiling? Blow me! What have we here then? Oh, we're just going to ignore the piece of dynamite. Looks like someone was trying to burn something in a hurry.
Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints.
To what? To that Professor Hairbrain's burning machine, is it? Blame me! If we had this, there would have been no need to muck about trying to investigate all that scrap of metal.
There is something of great interest here too. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. The rope?
What's significant about that?
Never mind. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Naruto.
We must investigate the entire room thoroughly. And before the forensic investigation team arrive too.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Or the bomb in the room in this case. Mr. Shonks, have you found something?
Mr. Naruto. Yes, in point of fact, something rather fascinating. What do you make of this?
Let's see. I've not seen anything like it before. It looks like a bundle of thick cigars wrapped up in a large...
No!
Hey, Susato! What's the matter?
That's a... Actually, that's a time bomb, isn't it?
What? Did you say? Oh! Time bomb? Sorry, but... What is a time bomb, exactly? Eh?
You truly are one of a kind, Mr. Naruto.
I won't take that as a compliment.
You don't know nothing, do you, Odo?
Haven't got a clue what it is either, have you, Gina?
I invite you to consult the dictionary later, Mr. Naruto. But this particular specimen is no time bomb. Though I confess it has a very similar appearance.
Oh, well, thank goodness. But then, what is it?
See, so that's it.
Goodness, Mr. Shums. Has you seen to the heart of the matter?
There are times when I consider my lot most unfair. But I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. Ryunosuke, this dynamite just reminds me of a puzzle. But I have learned to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Miss Susato.
Here we go. Feel a great deduction coming.
Once again, I can draw two conclusions from the scene we will see before us. The first is that the inverted nature of the furniture in this room is the work of Drover himself.
Oh, but how could you?
And the second conclusion is that the small device on the floor there is without question completely genuine.
Please, Mr. Shums, you must explain everything.
It would be a pleasure. After all, it is a great detective's civic duty to teach Scotland Yard the finer points of the trade.
Well, Inspector Gregson seems delighted with the idea anyway.
Oh, you're detected Inspector Claire with such fortitude there, Mr. Shums. Well done.
You're too kind, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you. Kindly stand just there, Mr. Sato. Yeah, stand right there, on top of the bomb. Thank you. And now it will go kaboom in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes, I would be delighted.
So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
The great deduction. The game is afoot. Topic number 1. Flipped furniture.
It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table and chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had, until recently, been happily positioned on the ceiling, before falling straight down onto the floor.
Every item in the room was on the ceiling. Are you suggesting that?
Indeed, the key here is gravity. As you can see, I have inverted gravity to my whims, because I have magic powers. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. And now I return gravity back to normal. This is my stand. The gravity of my actions. Or the gravity in this room was reversed, and then suddenly restored to normal.
Goodness.
The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part of gravity played in this whole business.
It's like Sans.
Du-du-du-du. I quite understand your skepticism, Mr. Susato.
I will not explain myself. No, we all understand, Blue Parrot.
I too was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day.
But then why does he have a clock in it?
The most relevant question indeed. This is a timing device that controls when the gravity direction will switch. It was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. And the commotion we held earlier from the other side of the door was the moment that restoration occurred. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. So you see, we need look no further than to explain the state in which we now find this room. The direction in which gravity acted here was reversed by Mr. Drone, before being restored to normality in an automatic fashion by sometime later by a timer device. I have witnessed precisely this scene in a dream I once had.
But Mr. Shums, what is your source?
My source is that I dreamed it up.
That's a nice argument, Mr. Shums. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I dreamt it up in a dream one day.
Conclusion. Because gravity was reversed. Topic number 2. Missing engineer.
Now let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend saying? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain these actions is above our heads.
Yes. Is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling?
A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear man. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Of course, their aim was singular, to escape.
Hey, that's actually a good deduction. Why are we doubting that? That's actually a good deduction. He went to the ceiling with a rope and climbed out of the window. That's actually a good deduction.
However, there is but one way into this room. Except in the skylight, that is.
Ah,
As you can see, I have now reversed our very own gravity. By merging the gravity in here, Trevor was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way.
but the ceiling in here is very high, Mr. Shums. If the gravity reversal was sudden, wouldn't Mr. Trevor have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently?
Falling up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I think. The man was cornered with nowhere to run. To escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which is, I believe, offers a solution.
Oh, the rope!
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one end to the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. Which explains how Trevor was able to escape this room before our arrival. He reversed the pull of gravity and fled via the skylight. And personally, I should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now. Just for fun.
Mr. Shums, do not get close to that bomb. Conclusion. Escaped via the skylight.
That concludes Sherlock Holmes' introduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle.
Shums, what the fuck?
Holmes, what the fuck?
Shums, what the fuck?
He's completely spellbound. Mr. Shums, what the fuck? There's just one thing that troubles me.
I would expect nothing less. You are destined to be troubled by just one thing for the rest of your life.
The thing is the thing actually possible? An anti-gravity device, I mean.
I would say that with the immense current scientific knowledge and at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis.
But your full deduction hinges on it.
Ah, but my dear fellow, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. However improbable it may seem. It's a marvelous line, wouldn't you agree? One of my more enduring pearls of wisdom. I had always come up with the exact phrasing. My original was clumsy.
Yes, I have a feeling I've read it something. I've read it in something that Mr. Soto lent me once.
Objection!
Oh, I love that.
Actually, there is one other thing, Mr. Soms.
Ah, the spell has broken at last.
The rope you found was on the floor, wasn't it?
Indeed it was. In lowly coils near the wall.
As if Mr. Tucker had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall?
Jones, what the fuck? Mysteries inevitably unravel in the end. Yes, I think you will find two ropes. And as evidence of such, you need only look at the mystery we face in this room, now skillfully unraveled.
That argument is as secret as the coils of rope.
I think perhaps we might need to give Mr. Soms the usual little helping hand. I'm sure with some minor corrections, the great detective's great deduction will lead us to the truth.
Yes, you're right. And we must do it quickly before Enakut Rubber gets too far away.
If you're ready, then let us resume. Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning spectacular.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Soms. Topic number 1, the flipped furniture. Okay, let's just skip to the moment. Because my voice is failing right now, so I need to speak just the necessary. The key here is gravity. And he really... Jones is a Sigma main. So the guard in this room was reversed, and then suddenly humanity, goodness... The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business.
I think gravity could have been reversed in this very room. I find the whole idea utterly enthralling. Only Mr. Soms could conceive of such an explanation.
But the man himself admitted it was a scientific impossibility, so...
Yes, you're quite right. Must completely discount the idea at once.
Ooh, that's unusually merciless of you, Mr. Soto.
And you have eliminated the impossible. Whatever remains must be the truth. The great detective himself says so, didn't he?
While refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices.
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, let's see if we might examine this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely. Reveal some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. Ah, look, Mr. Sato. When everything seems to be upside down in here, this safe is conspicuously the right way, yes?
Yes, that's true. But look more closely at the safe's feet.
Ah, that's a lot of very large bolts fixing it to the floor. Think before you speak, that's what you wanted to say, isn't it? I really put my foot in my mouth there.
I certainly didn't say that.
What here breaks the laws of Solmatian gravity theory? The large safe. Right? And there's really like nothing else in here. Oh, wait. Upright base. The upright base clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruto, you have surpassed yourself. By completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps.
No one is trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Shrums. Trust me.
As you rightly say, though it appears at first glance that all the furniture in this room is upside down. This unassuming slender base is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there is nothing affixing it to the floor.
And it's the exception that breaks the rule.
In short, much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all.
He's so wacky. My deepest sympathies for your loss.
Oh, poor Shrums.
But the show must go on. So, let us continue with our deduction. Now that we know this convergence is not in fact an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility.
You don't say.
Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here.
Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that?
Right, and naturally there is an explanation. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device.
Absolutely determined that this device must have something to do with it, isn't it?
I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong.
Well, there is no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody told all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason.
I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though.
But let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. Yes. They were looking for this. Look, there's something written on the other side of this armchair.
Oh yes, safe. 432582.
Safe? As in, safe and secure?
As in secure lockable box, I think.
Admittedly more likely.
Well, there's a large safe bolted to the floor on the other side of the room, so yes.
Do you mean this number would let us open it?
I wonder why it's written here, though.
Take that!
Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination.
Precisely. I believe, Mr. Naruto. You had a very similar experience once, did you not?
Yes, last year. I bought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of the book just in case.
That's it. Our people are forgetful souls at heart. Always make a written note of important information.
Just keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think.
And what pray happened next, Mr. Naruto?
The day of the draw came around. I've forgotten which book I have written the number in, and had to turn my room upside down to find it. They are both so dumb.
That's it. Poor people are forgetful souls at heart, and always forget where they have noted things.
Not if you always note things in the same place.
I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I had slipped the ticket into, so I had to turn my room upside.
Thank you, Mr. Naruto, but I believe I proved my point. Which is that a very similar scenario has clearly unfolded in this room.
Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. He remembered that he had written it on the other side of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one.
And into the state in which we now find it. Yes, Mr. Robert overturned all the furniture in here. A desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe.
Conclusion. Find the safe combination. Topic number 2. The missing engineer.
Now, let us consider the next conundrum.
Oh, let's just... Let's skip to the point.
Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did those footprints get there?
Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve.
I can't think of any other way to explain it at all. Oh, life was so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed.
It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place.
And I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Soms and observe the area in more detail.
Putting our faith in Mr. Strong is what gets us into these situations in the first place. Huh. It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there. Look.
Oh yes, and there are more footprints on this little balloon too. Perhaps the shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think?
If so, then judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Why would anyone be throwing up shoes at the ceiling though?
Oh dear, that's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Take that!
The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe.
And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon.
But for what purpose?
A green balloon. That seems somewhat familiar data.
Oh! It was a piece of green balloon's envelope that Mr. Nerko and Iris found at the scene.
Inside the green balloon that Master Gods claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second birthday, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception.
You mean to say...
If we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on the day, there's a strong possibility something may be concealed inside. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway.
But the balloon is out of reach?
Hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe. Most probably, the robber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by sealing it with the shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those who left behind.
Oh dear, we desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there was some way we could see inside.
You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope!
Reach the intended destination. What better tool than this rope?
Mr. Soms has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope.
Alright, I have to admit that was clever. So we just throw the rope out of the balloon, and then pull it down to us on the ground.
Which is much easier said than done, I feel. And could take us a very long time as well.
True. Perhaps we need a more surefire method. In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we? Oh! Oh, we just present one. Oh, that's great.
Take that!
Oh, that's fun. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow?
That was found at the scene, in fact.
And in all likelihood, belongs to Mr. Durgar.
If the man had only brought it away with him that day, he could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical time as this. So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. What is it that Enoch Drover has hidden inside that balloon?
What the? It's the head of the waxwork. Hey, waxwork?
Indeed it is. A waxwork head inside a metal mask. The mask is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock.
So we can see the face inside, that means.
Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model? Does that mean... Oh goodness!
I see you have joined the dots, Mr. Sato. Excellent.
Ah, of course. The headless waxwork model. The case of the abducted Madame Taspel's model that you had largely solved. It was only the head of the killer that was still missing.
Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Taspels will now have to settle her sexual account with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor.
Yes.
But why is it here?
This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Taspels and returning it, instead earlier today, was none other than Enoch Drever.
This is incredible. Professor Herben's case and the waxwork abduction are inextricably linked by Enoch Drever's workshop. We're just going to keep the head.
Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows.
What if we open the safe? Can we open the safe? Please, let me open the safe. I want to open the safe. Nothing to investigate here, huh? Oh, wait. This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you.
What a terrible way to treat someone. Even a convicted criminal.
I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, please.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You would be utterly helpless.
Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger.
Oh, right, sorry. Alright.
All that remains is, yes, to speak with the architect of this adventure.
Ooh, new music.
The architect?
You mean Mr. Drever?
As it seems quite impossible that he escaped via one of the skylights. Obviously, the man must still be here in the room,
What?
and his location should be abundantly clear.
He's in the safe.
If you simply reflect on the journey we have made together doing this deduction.
Enoch Drever is right here? Someone in this room?
So, Mr. Naruhodo, will you do the honors?
Yes, of course. Mr. Drever's hiding place must be the...
Take that!
Before we gain access to this back room, we heard noises from in here.
Which tell us that the engineer was still in the building at that point in time.
He was in fact searching for the combination to his safe.
Empress for time made no attempt to right the furniture that he had overturned in the process. From which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Enoch Drever is at this very moment inside the safe. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Conclusion.
Inside the safe. Deduction complete. Elementary.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide and seek, don't you?
By opening the safe, you mean?
What else?
Let's see. The combination was 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 8, 2. I knew that. Alright then, here goes. He has a prosthetic hand. You found me. literally me when I get up. Right then, sir. Mr. Enoch Drover, I presume.
Correct.
And you'd better start talking. You tricked Professor Harebrained with that bogus machine you built.
And you shall have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Taspes as well. Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions. Personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first.
Deactivate?
Your parcel. I refer, of course. The time bomb. I left it in a most prominent position. Ha ha ha. I see. Stand silence. You're all clearing up to die with me, then. No! Mr. Sholmes, with only 7 seconds to spare.
That was too close for comfort. I've got one foot in the grave already. Are you trying to help us get a killer or get us killed?
Mr. Sholmes' actions can be completely life-altering, can't they?
Well, my dear fellows, that was close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say.
Anti-gravity devices don't exist.
Oh, I wouldn't push it past Mr. Sholmes. Alright, let's talk with this guy. What happened here? What on earth happened here?
Ah, you found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems.
Yeah, well, we'll be giving it a thorough going over. Don't you worry, Trevor.
What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt. Whistling?
Oh, that would have been me.
Oh,
For some reason, I woke in a fine petal today.
Time to roll out. See you later, CBC. I'm probably going to close stream as soon as the to be continued hits because we're going to get right there in just a moment. I can feel it, but hope you have a nice rest of your night. And thank you for coming here with your lovely community. No, Gregson is not happy. No words, just tightly squeezed chips.
clearly I must have a screw loose though. As though couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one loose, as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I had written it down.
There's a funny rope over there by the wall.
Ah yes, I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe.
And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon among the rafters.
After that, you hit yourself inside the safe. I first set this parcel ticking.
Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police.
The time bomb.
Got that way, have ya? I am right beside the ticking time bomb.
Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? It's no ordinary safe. It's specially designed. The dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it.
So in fact, the safe was the only safe place.
Precisely. But once you had climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again. I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within.
Ah, so it is.
had always intended to blow this place to smithers in any case. I just wasn't expecting an invited guest to come along and screw up my plans.
Do you mean to say you're planning to blow us all up?
No, that was unforeseen.
What do you mean?
Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet.
Ah,
I calculated the time required for retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But your seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the works.
There's something wrong, Gregson. They have something on my face. Besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth.
I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here. But what about the two incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Harbrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment and the great exhibition? And the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to.
That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. Clad in a mask with a lock so strong, I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity. I've been considering carrying it around as protection. After all,
That's enough!
What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here.
Yes, well... Dr. Sith again. So the forensic investigation team are here.
And you know full well that the engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer to access him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, he would be finished.
you lot, leave at once.
My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, that's no way to get an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. C?
Hello, Sholmes. They were roommates? No, it can't be. Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Sid?
If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you're quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell, you... Get out! But of course, we'll show ourselves to the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
we appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today.
But Mr. Sholmes?
Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands.
I said get out! Now! All of you. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson.
Understood. But I will just say one thing before I head out. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we would never have found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb set in here, but this lot disarmed.
Inspector.
Something in the chuckle, has it, Trevor?
Oh, so sorry. I didn't mean to offend. You are quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you? Gina, drop it! You did disarm that one.
What are you?
That one? No, you mean... K.
No.
Oh. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Professor Harben's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. To be continued. Well, that has been a very productive. We don't need to save. No, we're going to save just in case. I don't trust myself. There we go. It's been very productive. Yeah, we just escaped. Well, not escaped. We just went through the whole investigation segment. And next time, a lot of shit is going on. Yeah, and this is the third case. Este es el tercer caso. Espera que lleguemos al cuarto o al quinto de esta segunda parte, de esta segunda tanda. But anyway, that's been it for today. Next time we will be doing the trial part, the second day of the trial, and hopefully we will solve all of this by now. Once again, it's been lovely having you all here. Thank you once again, CPC Gamer, for dropping by and for bringing your lovely community. Oh no, no, not. Well, you get a free chamber.
Do you render when day is dark, December? When you feel scared, always render.
Always remember.
Never forget the times. Hey, 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 buddy, say do you remember, buddy? When you feel happy, buddy, I remember every day.
Alright. So with that out of the way, thank you everyone for being here. It's been a lovely night. And hopefully next week we will be tackling the trial. Now, if there is anyone we can raid at the moment... no, there's no one. Of course. Well, anyway. Buenas noches. I'm Ymir. Good night everyone. And I will see you tired sleepy, yeah. Very tired sleepy. And I have to clean the house tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Good night everyone. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.